Welcome back, Focus Learners, to another explainer. Today, we're jumping straight into a highly requested topic, specifically tailored for all you guys and fitness enthusiasts out there who are putting in the serious work, but hitting an incredibly frustrating fat loss plateau. You know the exact feeling. You're doing the reps, you're sweating it out, but the mirror, it just isn't reflecting the effort. Well, today, we're going to look at the exact framework that changes all of that. It is literally maddening, isn't it? You look in the mirror and think, I'm doing absolutely everything right, so why do I still look like this? You're training hard, you're trying to eat less, you're constantly adding more cardio to your routine, but that stubborn belly fat just refuses to budge. The reality is, it's not that you're lazy, it's not a lack of effort. The source material we're analyzing today makes it very clear. Simply training hard and cutting calories often isn't enough to lose that stubborn fat without the proper underlying structure to support it. To fix this, we're going to walk through a highly effective 5-step framework derived from Dr. Mike. We're going to hit the stubborn fat problem, controlling when you eat, the protein power metric, why walking beats cardio, and finally, building shape and recovery. All right, step 1, the stubborn fat problem, and exactly why chaos fails. So why is it that putting in so much effort can result in absolute zero progress? Well, the problem is that a scattershot, chaotic approach to dieting is actively holding you back. If you're just guessing and throwing random tactics at the wall to see what sticks, your body is going to fight you every step of the way. This quote from our source material perfectly hits the nail on the head. Think about a typical day, right? You wake up, have a snack, then lunch, another snack, then dinner, and wrap it up with a late-night snack. Your body literally never gets a break. When food is coming in all day long, fat loss stays agonizingly slow. Why? Because your body is perpetually busy processing that new incoming energy. If it's always processing new food, it never has the opportunity or even the need to tap into burning your stored body fat. So, how do we fix it? Step 2, control when you eat, the window. We need to shift the focus entirely. Instead of agonizing over cutting every single thing out of your diet and living in misery, you simply need to control your eating window. Controlling when you eat is the absolute easiest way to naturally control how much you eat. Here's a step-by-step ladder to do it without totally shocking your system. Step 1 is the 12-12 rule. You eat for 12 hours, say 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and fast for 12. This alone completely kills that problematic late-night snacking. Once that feels normal, you graduate to step 2, the 14-10 rule. You just push your first meal a little bit later in the morning. Finally, step 3 is the classic 16-8 rule. You have an 8-hour eating window. This is the sweet spot where fat loss usually starts moving effortlessly, because by restricting the time, you're naturally eating less without feeling like you're starving yourself. Moving right along to step 3, the protein power metric. If fat loss feels incredibly difficult and you're constantly battling cravings, low protein intake is almost always the quiet saboteur working behind the scenes. So what's the actual target? You want to aim for roughly 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily. This is the exact metric you need to anchor your daily nutrition around to keep your metabolism elevated and your muscles protected. Now, why is this metric so non-negotiable? Because protein works a massive double shift for your body. It keeps you full, so cravings plummet, and it signals your body to protect your hard-earned muscle while you're shedding fat. Plus, it has the highest thermic effect, meaning your body actually burns more calories just digesting protein compared to other foods. Now, the source notes a major hurdle here. The friction of accurately tracking this metric is exactly where progress usually stalls. People tend to just kind of estimate and hope for the best, and before they know it, calories sneak up and protein drops. Removing the friction of tracking is essential to making this step actually work for you in the real world. Okay, step 4. Why walking actually beats cardio. We need to completely reframe how we view daily activity. We need to view it as a precision tool for fat burning, not as a tool for total exhaustion. Look at the direct contrast in how your body responds here. When you do intense, highly taxing cardio, your body panics and shifts toward needing quick energy sources. And what happens next? Your hunger shoots through the roof later in the day, leading you to overeat and completely cancel out the workout you just suffered through. Walking, on the other hand, is entirely different. When you walk, the body smoothly taps into fat stores for fuel. It's incredibly low stress, it's easy to recover from, and most importantly, it does not spike your hunger. So, this is the ultimate daily step target to aim for, 12,000 to 15,000 steps.
Now, I know if you're not used to it, that number looks a little intimidating, but don't panic. You don't have to jump to this tomorrow. Here's an incredibly manageable shortcut. Just 10 minutes of walking equals about 1,000 steps. If you walk 10 minutes after your meals, take a short walk in the morning and one in the evening, it stacks up incredibly fast without ever feeling like a grueling cardio session.
And finally, step 5, build shape and recover. We've covered the diet and the daily movement, but to truly transform, we have to look at the final two crucial elements that act as the catalyst for this entire fat loss engine: resistance training and your sleep. When you're lifting 3 to 4 times a week, the goal is building shape, not chaotic ego lifting. Ego lifting relies on fast WAPs, chaos, and chasing heavy numbers, which really just burns a few calories. But controlled lifting, that's about slowing the movement down, feeling the muscle, and owning the lowering part of the lift. This specific control is exactly what tells your body to retain muscle mass while dropping fat, which is what actually makes you look lean, sharp, and athletic, rather than just a smaller, softer version of yourself. But listen, all of that training completely goes to waste if you hit this danger zone, getting less than 7 hours of sleep. If your sleep falls below this threshold, the whole system just stalls out cold, no matter how perfectly you're executing the other 4 steps. The crucial point here is understanding this biological math. Poor sleep directly equals spiked hunger hormones plus lower muscle retention. Remember, recovery happens when you sleep, not in the gym. Less time recovering in bed means you retain less muscle. Less muscle equals a slower metabolism. And to top it all off, your brain spikes your hunger hormones, meaning you're literally starving all day for absolutely no reason. It's a biological setup for failure. The good news is the fixes are remarkably simple. To give your brain the wind-down time it desperately needs to switch into recovery mode, just follow these 2 rules. Cut your caffeine earlier in the day and stop looking at your phone or laptop late at night. The source emphasizes that dialing in this one rule can literally double your results because it creates the foundation that makes every single one of the other steps actually function properly. So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this question to think about. Which of these 5 rules is the missing link in your routine? Is it your eating window, your protein tracking, your daily steps, your lifting control, or your sleep? Take a hard look at your own habits today, identify that weak point, and implement this structure. You've got the blueprint now. Are you ready to finally break that plateau? Thanks for learning with us, and we'll see you in the next explainer.